CeaseFirePA, Blackwell, PQRADIO1.com, WHYY, News and Information Community Exchange. Today we're here talking about gun violence prevention. The city has come up with $155 million to fight this problem here in the city of Philadelphia. We're talking to Brother Issa from Muslims of Humanity. You've been also fighting this fight for a long time here in the city of Philadelphia. Do you feel like this money is going to be sent to the right places, honestly, and how will it make a change?
It will make a change if it's sent to the right places. I've been researching some of the grants that are out there. You know, the application process will be, it seems a bit difficult. So the thing is to really get that technical support that a lot of people need in organizations, grassroots organizations like Muslims for Humanity. But if it touches the right people, it will definitely impact a lot of lives. A lot of these youth, a lot of the young men that are in these communities are really looking for ways to transition into something different, and we want to give them that opportunity. We've written a new proposal. It's called Game Changers, and we expect to change the game with some of the things that we plan to put out in our community with workforce development, with community beautification, and with mentorship and healing. Healing is a big thing right now because a lot of people are hurt and they're going through a lot of different trauma. We had a big incident up here on 60th Street, 100 bullets riddled through a business corridor. And, you know, what do we do to respond to these situations? You know, how do we become more proactive in looking at the future of how we can prevent these types of situations from happening again? So this is what these funds should be going to. Organizations that are really out here trying to prevent situations like that from ever happening again.
Thank you very much for those comments.
For me, what it looks like is very, very basic. It's hiring where you intend to have an impact. And in terms of the question you asked, Michael, about what does that look like from the city's perspective, is to fund those organizations that are Black-led, that are going to be serving, that have already been serving in the communities in which you wish to have impact, who already have hired people who you wish to have impact. That's the start point, right? That's where the money should be going. It should be to those grassroots organizations who have capacity and interest to scale, and giving them the technical assistance to be able to do that in an effective way. So I think that's to answer your question. I think it's just a very basic answer. Do what you say you're going to do, and hire who you think will hold you accountable to do just that.
Bill, what do you think that money is actually going to do? Do you think it's going to go to the right people, or do you think anything different is going to happen from it?
It's very difficult for me to know. I'm not in amongst what's going on with the allocation of that money, so I don't know. I think it's very important, though, for the elected officials to look in on this and make sure, and for constituents and organizational people like yourself to hold them accountable. How is it going to be allocated? Who's going to get it? When is the decision making going to happen? And what is this a public process? Are there meetings to be held to allocate those dollars? And can people attend to look in on that? If there's no transparency, you don't know what's going on. So I can't speak for will it be going to the right place. It's great that the money is allocated. Now it's a question of getting it spent properly.
I think that partnering with communities is where the city should look to find those partners to invest, because you cannot reach the guy on the corner. You can't tell him that, look, I understand what you're going through, if he doesn't know you. The door is just gonna shut. Like, yo, man, who are you? Like, yo, hey man, I'm just a guy that wants to help. Can you hear what I'm trying to say to you? And so partnering with the community, helping to build the capacity of community-based organizations to tell the story about how we can change the narrative and how we get young men to deal with conflict resolution in a different way with guns.
Today we're here having another discussion about the $155 million for gun violence prevention. Today we had a wonderful meeting held by community members and CeaseFire and Sadiq's Water Rights to really think about where that money should go. Now, Councilwoman Gartier, we've talked about this several times before, but you were front line to get this money. You know, we all kind of band together and fought for this money. Now it's here. What is it really going to help? Where is it going? How is it going to help the community?
Yeah. First, I want to say I'm so proud to have been a part of this and to have been a part of a council body that fought for this historic investment in violence prevention and intervention in this moment when our city needs it. The $155 million will support a variety of things that can impact gun violence. Everything from workforce development and getting jobs to the people most likely to shoot and be shot, keeping our parks and rec centers open and safe in the neighborhoods where we're seeing the violence, trauma services for families that are victims and co-victims of violence, more support for credible messengers in our community who can mentor young people and interrupt conflicts before they turn into violence. And one of the most important pieces of that $155 million is $20 million that we're putting on the streets for the grassroots organizations that have the relationships and the credibility to bring down violence in our neighborhoods.
Excellent. I mean, this is what the message is. And again, so particularly, will it be the same companies getting the money, the same, names that we know in the city, or will it be an opportunity for Bob's, gun violence prevention program to work?
No, that's not what we intend at all. Council banded together to make sure that it's really the boots on the ground organizations that have been doing the work for years with very little support from the city or anyone else. Those are the groups that we want to get this support. And so this is an opportunity to reach not just the same players, to reach an expanded network of neighbors and trusted community members that are doing important violence prevention work in our communities.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. CeaseFirePA, Blackwell, PQRADIO1.com, WHYY, News and Information Community Exchange, N.I.C.E, baby. You know how we do.
Bye-bye.